Hello, this is a bit weird for me, and it's probably gonna be a bit weird for you as well, as this is the first time most of you'll hear my voice. So, hello to everyone who has never heard me before. Um, this video is gonna be a bit of like a welcome to my channel kind of thing, and also a bit of a Q&A, just to like get to know me a tiny bit. And if you like this, I might do more of it, you know. So let's go. Okay, here's the first set of questions, which are: what got you into drawing? How long have you been drawing? And are you hoping to find a career in art? So basically, I've been drawing since I came out of the womb, but when my interest truly sparked was when I was about 8 and started watching stuff like Cartoon Network and Disney movies. Like, I was always kind of fascinated, like by how cool the art looked and like just how nice everything looked. Like, I don't particularly want to be able to animate, but I want to be able to create. I've always enjoyed like comics and TV shows where it's animated, and I was like, I want to be able to do that. That would be nice, you know. And I feel like I'm now coming to a point where I can start working towards that one day. Like, I love to work with art as my like only income, you know, like in some way, shape, or form, whether it's like through comics or commission work or YouTube, anything. Like, I just love to have that as my job. I don't see myself in a 9 to 5 like a grocery store shop, you know, for the rest of my life. So I definitely hope I get to that point one day where I can just I can live on what I produce and what I love doing, you know. Okay, next question is, how did I manage to develop my art style? Developing an art style takes like a lot of time, honestly, and I'd say it like comes after getting a basic grasp of anatomy and stuff, like just getting a basic grasp of color management and just knowing how the body works for both animals and humans. But it's taken me a few years to get to the point I am now, like to a point where I'm quite happy with how my style looks. I say maybe I started to truly develop the style I have now like 3 or 4 years ago. Basically what happened was I was not very happy with the direction my art was going. I was kind of upset with like how it looked, how I used colors, how my anatomy looked. Like, I never got it to look how I wanted it to, even though I had a basic grasp of how these things worked. I just didn't use them, I guess. And that made me like start to sit down with myself and look at what I didn't like with my own art and what I enjoyed with other people's art. And I think I realized that like doing this kind of semi-realistic, grayish, dull-toned art didn't suit me. Like, others can do it beautifully, but I couldn't, and I was like continuously forcing myself to do this thing that didn't really work for me, and it's not the best. So basically what I did, I started to think about what I wanted with my art, and I was like, okay, I want a more silly, cartoony style. It also like, it just fits me more as a person. Like, I'm not very serious. I'm not like a very like deep person in that sense. So I feel like something silly, cartoony, and just like lighthearted suits me more, I guess, if that makes sense. And the nice thing about doing more cartoony art is that I could get away with doing weird anatomy. Like, when I started, it looked very weird, so I was kind of going in a bad direction. But when I started to explore a more cartoony expression, I had a lot of fun with my art. It was way more fun for me. I didn't feel that much pressure because it could look weird and it was supposed to look weird, instead of generally trying to draw something realistic and it looking odd. I mean, I can go back now and draw realistically. Like, I'm a lot better at it now. I also went to art school, so like I spent 3 years learning about more like color management and anatomy, all that kind of stuff you would learn in school, and using different mediums and stuff. And I feel like that also helped me down the path I am now. Even though like I barely use anything that I learned like on a daily basis. I still learned it, and it still gave me knowledge that I uh, kind of needed, I guess, and to help me go my own path in a way. Um, and I mean, my art style may still change in the next like few years. It's nothing's set in stone. So who knows? Maybe my art style will change again drastically, or maybe I'll continue to have this style and just tweak stuff and make it even look even better. You never know. Life is crazy. Tips on getting out of an art rut slash block would be just simply like what I usually do is if I feel like it's because I dislike something about my art, I try to fix it. Like I try to look at what I don't like and change it or add something to it. Like try and toy around with my art a bit. And if it's more like inspirational, like I'm missing inspiration to create, I usually go to like watching movies, watching YouTube videos, watching cartoons, looking at art, looking at other people's art, and just like taking a step back and just trying to come up with new ideas, or even just forcing myself to draw certain things. Like sometimes I draw Sonic. Like it's a very specific thing, but like I have certain characters that like I like to draw if I have a bad art block that helps me um experiment a bit, and this also goes for like Pokemon. I also enjoy drawing Pokemon because there's so many to choose from, and there's so many different ways you can draw a Pokemon. I feel like you can just add small variations to a Pokemon, and you can still tell what Pokemon it is, but it's got this small unique thing to it, and it's just fun being able to explore that without having to like, I don't know, feel that restricted, even though you have a specific character model you're following. So that would be my personal tip. Just like find something you like to draw that's simple, perhaps, that just kind of forces you into drawing something and forcing you to try and be creative, or just try and search up inspiration for yourself. That is at least what I do. So I hope it helps. Next up is, who are your inspirations for art? By golly, that is a big question because there's so many things, so many different people and things and images that like just spark inspiration in me. Like, um, I can watch a movie and I'm suddenly like, oh, okay, I want to draw this specific thing. Like, it doesn't have to relate to the movie at all, even, or whatever I'm watching. I just get this like, okay, I need to do this thing. I need to do that. Like, it's just really weird. And there's, if you look through my favorites, you kind of get a basic idea what types of stuff inspire me. And if you check my other social media too, you can probably get a vague idea of what inspires me, but it's just like it can be anything, honestly. And in terms of if you're looking for specific people, I could potentially make like a journal about it and just feature a bunch of my favorite artists and all that stuff. But I mean, in terms of like specific people that aren't from Deviant Art, I would say studio, or not specific people, but like, you know, creators. Studio Ghibli is just like amazing in terms of getting inspiration. There's so much creativity and heart and love that goes into all their movies, and it's just such a good place to like go if you wanna explore a different universe and get some inspiration, you know, from someone who's insanely talented and like just makes the most beautiful sceneries and most beautiful movies ever. So like if I had to say like one big thing that could potentially inspire me, I would say Studio Ghibli, and also certain TV shows, but they're not like as big of inspirations for me. I know my art may not seem like it's very inspired by Ghibli, but like it's more that they give me like ideas, I guess, and like a kind of feel I want for my stuff. So yeah, I'll be making a journal eventually of artists I like and just kind of stuff I like to look at to get inspiration. Next question is, who is my favorite OC? And right now, I would say that is Abby. She is like my just favorite character to draw right now. She's so easy for me to draw. She's like just fun to mess around with. You can give her all these different clothes, and I feel like she looks nice in all of them. And it's just like it's very fun to me to have this character to play around with a lot. And I'm very pleased with her design. Like I know she's very plain and like not super interesting, but I feel like she's just such a like it's like vanilla ice cream. You can add anything to it and it tastes so much better, you know? Like it's just she's a joy to draw for me, and I hope other people like her too. And if not, then I still love her a lot, and she's just my current favorite, you know? Dinky is also my werewolf character is also one of my favorite characters ever. She's a lot harder for me to draw, like a lot. She's not hard to draw, but like she's not as quick to draw. She takes more effort to draw, and I feel like you can't mess around with her. But she's still like one of my favorite characters, and both of them are gonna be part of something special I'm doing. So stay tuned for that, because that's a big surprise, even for myself, because I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but it's gonna be fun if I manage to do it. The final two questions are, how are you so good at picking colors that go well together, and do you use color palettes for your drawings, or are you just really good with color? First of all, thank you. Second of all, I do not use any palettes or anything. Every like color I put down is basically from scratch every time I draw. Even sometimes when I draw other people's characters or something, I like to change some hues. Like you can especially see this in my fan art. I take some like I just do kind of whatever I want. Like I keep it within the same palette, but I choose my own colors for it. Like if something's yellow, I tend to go for a bit more of a orange, or maybe I go for a bit more of a green. You know, it depends on the drawing and what like what I want it to look like. But mostly I just follow my intuition, honestly. Like there are obviously colors that go better together, and I guess that just kind of comes naturally to me, while also I have learned very basic stuff about colors and how they should be put together, and you know what works well together, what doesn't. Like it's quite interesting. Like I also pride myself in sometimes managing to maybe make certain colors go together, which always don't always should. But I tend to just go a more safe route and go with colors I know suit each other. They're in the same like family of colors that just look nice together, you know. And it's just something you need to uh, constantly practice. And again, look at other people's art. Look at, especially if you look at like pictures that people have taken. You can see the colors in these images, and you can get a lot of ideas and inspiration for choosing colors. So um, if you're not that confident in picking your own colors, I would suggest looking at images. I would should suggest like taking palettes from sites and stuff and just try experimenting with it, try learning from it, and just, you know, keep it going. Like just practice till you feel like you start to get it. Just like so it starts coming to you naturally, you know. And I feel like that goes for most stuff within like art. And just it's just a lot of practice, you know. That's all I all I can really say about it. Like there's no magic to it, honestly, and most of the color choices I do don't even have a lot of thought behind it. It's just like, oh yeah, these colors look nice, I want to use this, and sometimes end up slapping a nice little filter over so it looks even nicer, you know. That's just something I personally do to bind the picture together, and maybe that doesn't work for you, maybe it does, you know. I hope it helped at least somewhat, and that it was a decent answer. Okay, that's all I had time for now, but if you like this, then I might do more Q&As if it's interesting, or if there's a topic you want me to talk about or something, or just something you want me to draw and make a speed paint of, then just tell me and I'll see if I'll get around to it, you know. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.